That gets us started, but even more so, how about it? Problem of the day. Let's see what we got. This one's just to read it through makes you nervous, but it's really not that bad. It says, Lexi has 3 times as many quarters as Sammy. This is a money problem. And Danny has 4 times as many as Lexi. They have 48 quarters total. How many quarters does each one have? All right, let's look at this thing. Let's look at this thing. We read it once. That's probably plenty, right? Let's see our 3 characters. What we really need to do here is put some variables together. And you say, well, are we going to have 3 of them? No, we're going to keep 1 variable because there's a connecting rod here somewhere. And what we need to do is let's just read through real quickly and see, who do we start with? Well, we got Lexi 3 times as many quarters as Sammy. So that tells me a relationship. That let's say Lexi had 2 quarters, that Sammy's going to have 6. No, it's the other way around, isn't it? It's 2 for Sammy, 6 for Lexi. So we got to think in that manner. Who gets the most? Lexi will have more than Sammy. But look what happens then. Danny has 4 times as many as Lexi. So Danny's going to have the biggest amount here. Lexi's in the middle, and we're not going to say really in the middle. She's on the lower end because Danny really is whooping up on this thing. And then Sammy, looks like Sammy's going to be a little bit the left out person here. So let's see. They still get some quarters. So you got to have some quarters, but Sammy's got the least. So let's check it out. What that boils down to for me and my friends out here that are watching here, we are going to let n be equal to the number of quarters for Sammy. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about number of quarters, and I'm going to put out here that's Sammy. Okay. That's what we call defining our variable. We've got to have a ground zero here. Now, what do we know about 3n? Well, that would be, again, number of quarters. But whose quarters this time? Aha, you got Lexi going. So Lexi's in the middle there. And last but not least, now let's be careful. Danny has 4 times as many as Lexi. Remember we said Lexi is 3n? 4 times as many. So we're going to take 4 times that 3n. And again, it's going to be number of quarters. And I'll spell it right. This time, that belongs to Danny. Love it. They all got eyes on the end of their name. And let's see where we're going to go. All right, so n, number of quarters, that's our ground zero. Sammy, we'll make sure everybody's with it here. 3 times that, that's Lexi's value. And then on the other side here, there's our other little character here. Danny wins out in the money race here. Now, let's do a little simplification here because that's what we're going to do. We're going to say basically take these n's, 3 n's, and what is that going to give us? 12n. How about it, right? 4 times 3, n goes along for the ride. Now, in that regard, what have we got? We're going to have 48 because that's how many quarters they have total. So let's put this thing in an equation. Real simple. What I want you to see now is that going from words, and this looks somewhat confusing at first, but going from words to symbols is not that difficult. Now some of you may have said, Ernie, I was just kind of manipulating all these numbers. I don't know how long it took you to manipulate those numbers, and then did you get the right answer? We're going to find out. So let's see what we've got here. We're going to take Sammy plus Lexi, and then Danny really whips up on things. And what would you say about this? We said 4 times 3 is going to give us 12. So don't think magic just happened. It didn't. 4 times 3 isn't magic. It's just good old multiplication. And what do we have? According to this, we have 48 quarters. Now, it didn't ask for how much cash that was. We could figure that out. We could multiply it by, what, 25 cents, because that's what a quarter is worth. But in this case, it's all about how many quarters. How many quarters are there? So everybody ready to add them up? I have a 1, by the way, in front of this end. Don't get confused. And we got one end, not end, 1 and 3 and 12. When we add those together, because they are like terms, we get 16, I believe. And that is going to be 16 times n, which gives us 48. Life is good. It is good because at this point it's easy division. Now let me caution you on something here. You know, that has to go in there evenly. So let's divide both sides by 16. You say, what's that going? Because you either have a quarter or you don't have a quarter. And according to this, we got 48 of them. So they've got to be split out. This can't come out like some crazy fraction or something. And actually it does. It gives us n equals 3. It doesn't give us crazy fraction. It gives us a nice nice integer value. By the way, it's going to be positive because you're going to count quarters. You can't have negative quarters. And the question goes, we got Sammy with 3. All right, we're going to see, we got to make sure it works, right? Because we got this n equals 3, but the question says how many quarters does what? Each person have. So we're going to put that 3 in for our n values on all 3. Sammy was easy. 3 there. 3 times 3? Looks like that's what Lexi's business is going to be. Ooh, 9. And does that make sense? Remember what we said. Lexi has 3 times as many as Sammy, so we're at 3 to 9. We're going to see if the last one makes sense. Now, Danny, 12 times 3 is going to pick us up to 36. Now, remember, all these numbers here are quarters. You said, what did you do, Ernie? I said 12 times 3. Right there it is. Got it? Got it, got it, got it, got it. Yes, you do. And the big moment, do they add up to 48? Yes, they do. So there you have it, folks. 3. Sammy, you got the short end of that deal. Lexi, not bad. Danny, sounds like you cleaned up on the poker game this week, all right? And folks, that's our problem of the day.